The cellar smells like rot and old onions. My stepmother's fingers dig into my shoulders, nails biting through the thin fabric of my dress. She's dragging me across the cottage floor, her breath hot and furious against my ear. "You'll stay down here until it's over," Isolde hisses. "If the Alpha King so much as glimpses you, Rowena, you'll ruin everything I've built." I don't fight her. What would be the point? I've learned that fighting only makes the bruises last longer. She yanks up the edge of the worn rug, revealing the wooden door to the root cellar. The hinges scream as she pulls it open. Cold air rushes up from below, carrying that awful smell of damp earth and decay. "Get in." I climb down the ladder, my bare feet finding the dirt floor. It's so cold it burns. Above me, Isolde's face is twisted with something between disgust and satisfaction. "Your sister is going to be a queen tonight," she says. "Lyra has been preparing for this her entire life. She's everything you're not. Strong, beautiful, pure. You're just a half-blood mistake your father was too weak to abandon." The words should hurt. They used to hurt. But I've heard variations of this speech so many times that they've lost their edge. "I'm empty," she's told me. "Broken. My mother's human blood cursed me. Made it so I could never shift, never truly belong to the pack." The cellar door slams shut. I hear the rug being dragged back into place. Then I'm alone in the dark. I sink down against the dirt wall, pulling my knees to my chest. My hand finds the pendant at my throat. My mother's pendant. It's the only thing I have left of her. A crescent moon carved from some kind of silver that never tarnishes. I close my eyes and remember her voice. Soft, certain, full of a love I haven't felt since she died. "The moon doesn't care about bloodlines, little star. It shines on you too." I wish I could believe that. I wish I could believe in anything beyond this cellar, this cottage, this suffocating life where I'm useful enough to scrub floors but too embarrassing to be seen. Above my head, I hear footsteps, voices. The cottage is filling with movement and energy, servants rushing back and forth, preparing for the ceremony that will change everything for someone, just not for me. I press my thumb against the pendant, tracing the curved edge of the moon. My mother used to tell me stories about the moon goddess, about how she watched over all of us, even the broken ones, especially the broken ones. I want to believe her, but belief is a luxury I can't afford. The voices grow louder. Through the floorboards, I catch fragments of conversation. The Alpha King himself. "Lyra looks stunning in that dress. Choosing a queen tonight. Can you imagine? Our pack could rise to the first circle if he picks her. Lucien Thorne. That's his name. The Alpha King of the 4 territories. I've never seen him, but I've heard the stories. Cold, ruthless, powerful beyond measure. They say he's turned down 100 offers, rejected dozens of perfectly bred females from the strongest bloodlines. They say he's too damaged to love. I understand that feeling. More footsteps overhead. Then a new sound. Drums. Low and rhythmic, vibrating through the packed earth walls of the cellar. The ceremonial drums. It's starting. My heartbeat syncs with the rhythm. Thump, thump, thump. The pendant grows warm against my skin. I tell myself it's just my imagination, just my body heat trapped against the metal. But it pulses in time with the drums, and that silver thread of warmth spreads through my chest, pulling at something deep inside me. The moon doesn't care about bloodlines. I stand up. My legs are shaking. This is stupid. This is dangerous. If Isolde catches me, if anyone sees me trying to leave this cellar, the punishment will be severe. I'll be locked up for days, maybe weeks, but the drums are calling. The pendant is warm. And for the first time in my life, I want to see something beautiful, even if I have to steal the moment. I climb the ladder. My hands find the cellar door and I push gently, expecting resistance. It opens. Isolde was so confident I'd stay down here that she didn't even lock it. I emerge into the cottage. It's empty. Every single person has gone to the clearing, drawn by the drums and the promise of witnessing history. Even the servants who usually guard me are gone. I move to the door. My bare feet are silent on the wooden floor. Outside, the night air is cold and sharp. The torches are visible through the trees, a river of orange light flowing toward the ceremonial clearing. I can hear voices now, hundreds of them, excited and reverent. I should go back. I should climb into that cellar and wait like a good, obedient, worthless girl. Instead, I follow the drums. The forest path is lined with torches. Their light flickers across the trees, casting wild shadows that dance and merge. Pine scent mixes with smoke and something else. Something wild and electric that makes my skin prickle. The pendant grows warmer with every step. I move carefully, staying in the shadows between the torches. Nobody notices me. Everyone is too focused on reaching the clearing, on getting a good position to witness the mating ceremony. The path opens up ahead. I can see the edge of the clearing now, the massive space where the pack gathers for important rituals. My heart is hammering so hard I'm sure someone will hear it. I duck behind a thick oak tree at the clearing's edge, pressing my back against the rough bark. Then I look. The clearing is packed with shifters, hundreds of them arranged in careful circles based on rank. The inner circle holds the strongest alphas, their power making the air shimmer. The outer circles hold everyone else, all of them craning their necks to see the center. And at the center, on a raised stone altar, stands a man. Even from this distance, even hidden in shadows, I can feel the weight of his presence. He's tall and broad-shouldered, dressed in black that makes him look carved from obsidian. His face is hard, beautiful in a brutal way, with a scar running along his jaw. Lucien Thorn, the Alpha King. The drums beat louder. My breath catches in my throat. I watch as the first female is presented to him. She's beautiful, confident, her wolf strong enough that I can see its shadow moving beneath her skin. He looks at her, studies her, says something polite, then dismisses her with a slight nod. Another girl approaches, then another. Each one perfect, powerful, prepared. Each one met with that same cold assessment and dismissal. I should feel relieved. If he's rejecting everyone, maybe this will end soon and I can slip back to the cottage before anyone notices I left. But something in my chest is pulling tighter with each rejection. The pendant is hot now, almost burning. Then I see her. Lyra. My stepsister steps into the inner circle, and the crowd goes silent. She's wearing deep crimson, her dark hair braided with gold thread, her face painted to emphasize her sharp cheekbones and full lips. She's stunning. Of course she is. Isolde has spent years preparing her for this moment. Lyra approaches the altar with perfect grace. She bows her head to the Alpha King, then raises her eyes to meet his. I can see Isolde at the edge of the inner circle, vibrating with anticipation. Lucien looks at Lyra, really looks at her. For a moment, I think this is it. This is where he'll nod, where he'll accept, where Isolde's dreams will come true, and my life will become even smaller. But his expression doesn't change. That cold, empty look stays fixed on his face. He's about to dismiss her too. I can sense it. My legs are cramping from standing so still. I shift my weight, trying to ease the ache. The twig under my bare foot snaps. It's a tiny sound, almost nothing, swallowed by the drums and the murmuring crowd and the crackle of torches. But Lucien's head whips toward the tree line like I fired a gun. His entire body goes rigid, alert, predatory. The crowd follows his gaze, confused. Lyra is left standing on the altar, forgotten, her mouth open mid-sentence. I freeze. Every instinct screams at me to run, to hide, to disappear back into the shadows where I belong. But I can't move. His gaze is sweeping the tree line, searching, and I'm pinned like prey caught in torchlight. Then his eyes find mine. Everything stops. The drums, the whispers, the wind in the trees. He's looking at me, really looking, not through me, not past me, but directly at me with an intensity that steals the breath from my lungs. Slowly, deliberately, he steps down from the altar. The crowd parts for him. No one dares to block his path as he walks away from Lyra, away from the ceremony, straight toward the trees, straight toward me. His voice rolls across the clearing, amplified with alpha power that vibrates in my bones. Come out. It's not a request. It's a command that my body obeys before my mind can catch up. My legs carry me forward, out of the shadows, into the torchlight. Gasps erupt from the crowd. Someone screams. It might be Isolde. I hear Lyra's voice crack with disbelief. But I can only see him. Lucien stops a few paces away from me. Up close, he's even more overwhelming. His eyes are the color of winter ice, but there's heat behind them, something burning that makes my skin flush. He's staring at me like I'm a puzzle he's been trying to solve for years. Then he speaks, and his voice is rough, almost disbelieving. So I finally found you. I can't breathe. The entire pack is staring at me. Hundreds of eyes, all of them shocked, confused, angry. I'm standing in the ceremonial clearing in a torn dress and bare feet, my hair a mess from the cellar, dirt under my fingernails. I look like exactly what I am, a mistake. But Lucien is still looking at me like I'm something else entirely. What's your name? He asks. My voice comes out barely above a whisper. Rowena. Something flickers across his face. Recognition? Satisfaction? I can't read it. Behind him, the crowd is stirring. Murmurs growing louder. Then Isolde's voice cuts through the noise like a blade. Your Majesty. She's pushing through the inner circle, her face twisted with panic and rage. I apologize for this interruption. This girl is nobody, just a half-blood servant from my household. She was supposed to be locked away during the ceremony. Locked away. She doesn't even try to hide it. Lucien doesn't look at her. His eyes stay fixed on me. A servant, he repeats flatly. Yes. Isolde grabs my arm, her nails digging in. I'll remove her immediately. Please forgive this embarrassment. My daughter Lyra is still waiting. Release her. The command in his voice makes Isolde flinch. Her hand drops from my arm like I burned her. Lucien steps closer. Close enough that I can smell pine and leather and something darker, wilder. His hand reaches toward me and I think he's going to grab me, claim me, hurt me. Instead, his fingers brush against the pendant at my throat. The moment he touches it, the air shifts. The torches flare brighter. A wind rises from nowhere, making the flames dance and howl. Lucien's eyes widen. He lifts the pendant gently, studying the crescent moon carved into the silver. Where did you get this? His voice is low, meant only for me. My mother, I whisper, before she died. His jaw tightens. What was your mother's name? Mira. Mira Kale. Something like pain crosses his face. Kale. The lunar line. I don't know what that means. But the way he says it makes my chest ache. He lets the pendant fall back against my skin. His knuckles brush my collarbone and I feel heat spiral through my body, pooling low in my belly. The sensation is so intense, so unexpected, that I gasp. His eyes darken. He feels it too. Your Majesty. An older man in formal robes steps forward. Elder Thane, one of the pack's high council. Perhaps we should continue the ceremony. There are still many worthy females waiting to be presented. Lucien turns to face the crowd. His expression is cold again. Unreadable. The ceremony is over, he announces. Chaos erupts. Voices rise in protest, confusion, outrage. But you haven't chosen? The presentations aren't complete. What about Lyra Quinn? She's been prepared for years. Lucien raises his hand and silence falls like a hammer. I said the ceremony is over. He turns back to me, extends his hand. Come here, Rowena. My legs are shaking, but I move toward him. When I'm close enough, he takes my hand. His palm is rough, warm, huge compared to mine. He raises our joined hands high enough for everyone to see. I, Lucien Thorne, Alpha King of the 4 territories, claim Rowena Kale as my mate. The words hit like thunder. For a moment, no one moves. No one breathes. Then Lyra makes a sound like she's been punched. Isolde's face goes white, then red, then purple with rage, and the pack explodes. Some shifters drop to their knees automatically, bowing to the king's choice. Others look like they want to revolt. I hear heated whispers, accusations, disbelief. A half-blood. She can't even shift. This is an insult to the ceremony. The prophecy. A curse. Lucien's hand tightens around mine. Not painfully, but protective. Grounding. He looks down at me and his voice drops low, meant only for my ears even though we're surrounded by hundreds. Do you understand what I just did? I shake my head. I don't understand anything. I claimed you in front of every alpha, every elder, every pack representative in the 4 territories. That claim is binding. Sacred. It can't be undone. His thumb brushes across my knuckles and I shiver. You're mine now, Rowena, and I protect what's mine. Mine. The word echoes in my head. I've never belonged to anything good. Never been claimed by anyone who didn't want to hurt me. But the way he says it doesn't feel like ownership. It feels like a promise. Isolde breaks through the crowd again, her composure shattered. You can't do this. She's worthless. She has no wolf, no power, no enough. Lucien's voice drops to a growl that makes even the strongest alphas step back. Question my choice again, and you'll find yourself exiled from these territories. Am I clear? Isolde's mouth snaps shut, but the hatred in her eyes when she looks at me is murderous. Lyra is crying now, her perfect makeup streaking down her face. Part of me wants to feel guilty. She did prepare for this her entire life. She did everything right, but I remember every time she watched Isolde hurt me and said nothing. Every time she pretended I didn't exist. Every time she stepped on me to climb higher. I can't feel guilty for this. An older woman pushes forward from the crowd. She's wearing the deep purple robes of a seer, her eyes milky white with cataracts. The prophecy speaks of a hidden moonmate. She calls out. A female from the lunar line, thought extinct, who would either unite the territories or shatter them. Is this she? Lucien's expression doesn't change. That's yet to be determined, but the pendant is a family heirloom. Nothing more. He turns to address the crowd. My decision is made. The ceremony is concluded. You're dismissed. His tone makes it clear there's no room for argument. Slowly, reluctantly, the crowd begins to disperse. But I can feel their stares like knives against my skin. Some are curious, some are angry, some are calculating, already planning how to use this chaos to their advantage. Lucien keeps hold of my hand as the clearing empties. His guards, massive scarred warriors, form a protective circle around us. When most of the pack has left, he finally looks down at me again. Are you hurt? He asks. The question catches me off guard. No. Scared? Yes. The corner of his mouth twitches. Almost a smile. Good. You should be. What I just did painted a target on your back. Every ambitious family in the 4 territories wanted their daughter on my arm. They're going to see you as an obstacle. My stomach drops. Then why did you claim me? His hand comes up to cup my face. His palm is warm against my cheek, his thumb tracing the line of my jaw. The touch is so gentle it makes my throat tight. Because I've been dreaming of you for 3 years, he says quietly. A girl with silver hair and frightened eyes, standing at the edge of a torch circle. Always just out of reach. Always disappearing before I could get close. His eyes search mine. Tonight is the first time you didn't vanish. I don't know what to say to that. Don't know how to process it. He's dreamed of me? That's impossible. We've never met. I don't understand, I whisper. Neither do I. Not yet. His thumb brushes across my lower lip, and my breath hitches. But I'm going to figure it out. And in the meantime, no one touches you. No one hurts you. You're under my protection now. What if I don't want to be claimed? The words surprise me as much as they surprise him. But I need to know. Need to understand if I have any choice in this. His hand drops from my face. He steps back, putting space between us even though I can tell it costs him. Then I'll have my guards escort you anywhere you want to go, he says. I'll make sure you're protected and provided for. But I won't force you to come with me to the royal seat. I won't force you into anything you don't choose. I stare at him. You'd let me go? I claimed you to protect you, to bind you to me in a way that would keep the other alphas from touching you. But what happens in private? What happens between us as people rather than king and mate? He meets my eyes. That's your choice, Rowena. Always. Something in my chest cracks open. My whole life, I've been told what to do, where to go, how to exist. I've never had a choice about anything that mattered. And now this brutal king is offering me freedom? I need time, I whisper. To think. He nods. Take all the time you need. Lucien keeps his word. He has his guards escort me to a small guest house at the edge of the pack territory. It's simple but clean, with a real bed and fresh water and food waiting on the table. It's nicer than anywhere I've ever stayed. The guards, a stern woman named Ira, and a quiet man named Taryn, take positions outside the door. They don't speak to me, but they don't look at me with contempt either. Just professional watchfulness. I eat because I'm starving. Bread and cheese and fruit that actually taste sweet instead of half-rotten. Then I sit on the edge of the bed and try to make sense of what just happened. The Alpha King claimed me. Me, Rowena Kale. The half-blood mistake who was supposed to rot in a cellar. I reach for the pendant, needing the comfort of my mother's gift. It's warm against my palm, still pulsing with that strange energy I felt during the ceremony. A knock at the door makes me jump. Enter, I call, trying to sound braver than I feel. The door opens and Lucien steps inside. He shed the formal black clothing, now wearing simple dark pants and a loose shirt that shows the strong column of his throat. Somehow he's even more overwhelming without the ceremonial armor. I wanted to check on you, he says. I'm fine. He raises an eyebrow. You're a terrible liar. Despite everything, I almost smile. I'm alive. That's more than I expected at the start of this night. He crosses to the window, looking out at the dark forest. Your stepmother tried to demand an audience with me after the ceremony. My stomach clenches. What did she say? That you seduced me with dark magic. That you're unworthy of the honor. That her daughter should take your place. He glances back at me. I had her escorted off the ceremonial grounds and banned from approaching you again. She'll hate me even more now. She hated you before. This just gives her a target for that hatred that doesn't involve hurting you directly. His jaw tightens. Tell me the truth, Rowena. How badly did they treat you? I don't want to answer. Don't want to relive it. But something in his eyes makes me feel safe enough to speak. Isolde never hit me where it would show, I say quietly. She was careful about that. Mostly she just made sure I knew I was worthless. Kept me working from dawn until midnight. Locked me up when guests visited so they wouldn't see the broken girl in the household. His hands curl into fists. And your father? Dead. 3 years ago. I swallow hard. He loved my mother. After she died, he tried to care for me, but he was drowning in grief. When he married Isolde, I thought maybe she'd be kind, but she only wanted his status and his home. Once he was gone, she didn't even pretend to tolerate me. Silence stretches between us. Then Lucien turns to face me fully. I need to tell you something, he says. About the dreams. I nod, waiting. They started 3 years ago, right around the time your father died. He runs a hand through his dark hair. At first, they were just flashes. A girl's face, silver hair. Then they became more detailed. I'd see you standing at the edge of light, reaching for something. Always afraid, always alone. My throat is tight. That's when everything changed for me. When father died and Isolde took over. I know. I can feel it. He steps closer. The dreams drove me half mad. I searched for you. Sent scouts to every pack, every territory. But there was no record of a silver-haired girl who matched what I saw. Because I was hidden, I whisper. Isolde made sure no one knew I existed. Until tonight. His hand comes up to cup my face again. That same gentle touch that makes me feel treasured instead of tolerated. When you stepped into the torchlight, everything in me went quiet. The restless hunger, the constant searching, the feeling that something essential was missing. It all just stopped. I lean into his touch without thinking. His palm is so warm, so steady. I don't understand why. I admit. I'm nobody. I can't shift. I don't have power or status or... You're wrong. His thumb traces my cheekbone. When I touched your pendant, I felt something wake up in you. Something old and lunar and powerful. I didn't feel anything. Because you've spent your whole life being told you're broken. His eyes hold mine. But you're not broken, Rowena. You're just locked, and whatever is inside you is starting to remember how to open. Before I can respond, his expression shifts, hardens. There's something else you need to know, he says. The claiming has made you a political target. There are families who wanted their daughters chosen. Powerful alphas who saw the mating ceremony as their chance to gain influence. They're not going to accept this quietly. What will they do? Some will petition me to reconsider. Some will try to discredit you, spread rumors that you used magic or manipulation. And some, his jaw tightens. Some will try more direct methods. You mean they'll try to kill me? They'll try to remove you from the board. His hand drops from my face. That's why I'm offering you a choice. You can stay here under heavy guard, live a quiet life away from the royal court. Or you can come with me to the capital and face this head on. What do you want me to do? I want you safe. The words come out rough. I want you protected, but I also want. He stops himself, takes a breath. I want you to choose freely. Not because I commanded it. Not because you feel you have to. Because you want to. I stand up from the bed. Walk toward him until we're close enough that I can feel the heat radiating from his body. I'm scared, I admit. You should be. This won't be easy, but I'm tired of hiding. The words surprise me, but they're true. I'm tired of being invisible. Of letting people like Isolde decide what I'm worth. I look up at him. If there's any chance I can be something more than what they told me I was, I want to take it. Something fierce and possessive flashes in his eyes. Then you'll come to the capital with me. Yes, you'll let me protect you. Yes, and you'll trust me when I say I won't let them destroy you. I hesitate. Trust doesn't come easily to someone who's been hurt as much as I have. But looking into his eyes, I see something that looks like honesty. Like honor. I'll try, I whisper. That's good enough for him. He closes the distance between us. One hand sliding to the small of my back, the other cupping the back of my neck. Can I kiss you? He asks. My heart hammers. Yes. His mouth descends on mine. The kiss is gentle at first, almost hesitant, like he's afraid I'll break. But when I press closer, when my hands fist in his shirt, something in him shifts. The kiss deepens. His tongue traces my lower lip, and I open for him, gasping at the heat that floods through me. He tastes like pine and smoke and something darker, wilder. His hand tightens in my hair. My back arches against him. I've never been kissed like this. Never felt this kind of hunger. This desperate need for more. But just when I think he's going to push me back toward the bed, he pulls away. We're both breathing hard. His eyes are blazing, his control visibly fraying. Not yet, he says roughly. Not when you're still frightened. Not when you're still deciding if you can trust me. I know what you want. I can smell it on you. His thumb brushes my swollen lips. But when I take you to bed, Rowena, It won't be because the bond is pushing us together. It'll be because you're ready. Because you're sure. Part of me wants to argue, but a larger part knows he's right. He steps back, putting distance between us even though it clearly costs him. Get some rest, he says. We leave for the capital at dawn. Then he's gone, leaving me alone with my racing heart and the phantom heat of his kiss still burning on my lips. I don't sleep well. Every time I close my eyes, I see the hatred in Isolde's face, the shock in Lyra's, the calculating looks from the pack elders. When dawn breaks, I'm already awake, watching the light spill through the window. Era knocks and enters with fresh clothing, traveling clothes in soft gray wool, a cloak lined with fur. Nothing fancy but warmer and better made than anything I've owned. The king wants to leave within the hour, she says. I dress quickly, my hands shaking a little. When I'm ready, Era escorts me outside. The guest house is surrounded by activity. Horses are being saddled, supplies loaded, guards checking weapons. In the center of it all stands Lucien, giving orders with calm authority. When he sees me, something in his expression softens. Ready? He asks. As I'll ever be. He helps me mount a pale gray mare with a gentle disposition. His hands linger at my waist a moment longer than necessary, and I feel that familiar heat spark between us. Then we're moving, away from the pack territory, away from the only home I've ever known, however terrible it was. I look back once, see the cottage in the distance, small and dark against the brightening sky, and standing at the edge of the property, watching us leave, are Isolde and Lyra. Even from here, I can see Lyra's face is streaked with tears. Isolde's expression is cold fury. Part of me wants to feel guilty. Part of me wants to apologize for ruining their plans. But I remember the cellar, the cruelty, the years of being told I was nothing. I turn away and don't look back again. The journey takes most of the day. We travel through dense forest, across rivers, past smaller pack territories. Lucien rides beside me, occasionally pointing out landmarks or telling me about the territories we're passing through. His presence is comforting, steady, but I can feel the tension in the guards around us. They're watchful, hands never far from their weapons. Are we in danger? I ask quietly. Always, Lucien replies. But my guards are the best in the territories. Nothing will reach you. As if to prove his point, Terran suddenly raises his hand, signaling a stop. The entire group halts. Horses snort and stamp. What is it? Lucien's voice goes hard. Movement in the trees, Terran says. North side. Lucien's hand moves to the sword at his hip. Around us, guards draw weapons. My heart is racing. The mare beneath me senses my fear and sidesteps nervously. Then figures emerge from the trees. Not wolves. Humans. 3 of them. Dressed in dark clothing, their faces covered. Stand down, one of them calls. We just want to talk. Talk from there, Lucien orders. His voice carries the weight of command. Any closer and you die. The lead figure stops. We represent the Varen family. They want you to know that your choice of mate has been noted, and that there are those who would be willing to offer alternatives. I've made my choice. A poor one. The figure's gaze shifts to me. I can feel the contempt in that look even through the mask. That girl is no queen. She's an embarrassment, a liability. Lucien's horse moves forward, placing himself between me and the strangers. You have 10 seconds to leave before I let my guards practice their aim. The figure doesn't move. The Varen family is prepared to be generous. Send the half-blood away and choose properly. Choose Seraphine Varen. She would make you a powerful queen. 5 seconds. You're making enemies you can't afford, Thorn. 3 seconds. The figures finally retreat, melting back into the trees. But I don't feel relieved. I feel sick. They're going to try again, I whisper. I know. Lucien turns his horse to face me. But they're going to fail. Every time. We continue riding, but the easy atmosphere is gone. Now everyone is on edge, expecting an attack. It doesn't come during the day. It comes at night. We stop to make camp in a clearing. Tents are erected, a fire built. I'm given a small tent near the center, guards posted all around. I try to eat, but my stomach is twisted in knots. Eventually, I give up and lie down on the bedroll, staring at the canvas ceiling. I must drift off, because suddenly I'm being yanked from sleep by Era's urgent voice. Get up now! I scramble to my feet. Outside the tent, I hear shouting. The ring of steel against steel. We're under attack. Era shoves a dagger into my hand. Stay behind me. She pulls back the tent flap and we emerge into chaos. Dark figures are swarming the camp. Not shifters. Something else. Their movements are wrong, too fast, too fluid, and their eyes glow with an unnatural red light. Corrupted magic, Era hisses. Someone sent hunters. The hunters are clashing with Lucien's guards. I see Taryn take down one with a brutal slash across the throat. Another guard isn't as lucky. A hunter's blade finds his ribs and he goes down screaming. Then I see Lucien. He's half shifted, his wolf rising to the surface, making him even larger and more terrifying. Claws extended, canines elongated. He's tearing through hunters with savage efficiency, but there are too many. And they're not trying to kill him. They're trying to reach me. 2 hunters break through the guard line, racing toward my tent. Era moves to intercept, but she can't stop both. One reaches me. His hand closes around my arm, fingers like ice. The moment he touches me, something inside me ignites. The pendant flares hot against my skin. Light explodes from it, silver and blinding. The hunter screams and stumbles back, his hand smoking where it touched me. The second hunter lunges. I raise the dagger Era gave me, but I'm too slow, too weak. Then Lucien is there. He crashes into the hunter with the force of an avalanche, driving it to the ground. His claws tear into its chest and the thing dissolves into black smoke. But something's wrong. Lucien doesn't stop. He's snarling, feral, his eyes completely wolf now. He turns toward the remaining hunters with a violence that's barely controlled. He's going to lose himself. I can see it happening. The wolf is taking over, drowning the man beneath bloodlust and rage. I don't think. I just move. I run to him, shouting his name. Lucien! He turns toward me, and for a heartbeat I think he's going to attack. His claws are raised, his fangs bared, blood dripping from his mouth. Then I press my hand against his chest. The light from the pendant spreads through me, into him. Silver threads wrapping around the red violence in his eyes. He shudders, gasps. His claws retract. The wolf recedes. When his eyes clear, they're looking at me with something like wonder. Rowena, he breathes. Around us, the remaining hunters are being finished off by the guards. But everyone is staring at us now. At the way the silver light is still glowing faintly between my palm and his chest. At the way the terrifying Alpha King is calm now, anchored by a touch from the girl who's supposed to be powerless. Lucien's hand comes up to cover mine. What did you do? I don't know. My voice is shaking. The pendant, it reacted when they touched me. And then when I touched you. You brought me back. His thumb strokes across my knuckles. I was losing control. But you pulled me back. Era approaches cautiously. The hunters are dead, Your Majesty. We lost 2 guards. Lucien's jaw tightens. Prepare them for burial rites, and double the watch for the rest of the night. Yes. Sir. He looks down at me. Are you hurt? No. Scared, but not hurt. He pulls me against his chest, one arm banding around my waist. I can feel his heart hammering, his breath uneven against my hair. This is my fault, he says quietly. I should have anticipated they'd move this fast. You couldn't have known. Yes, I could. He pulls back just enough to look at me. You're too important, Rowena. Too powerful. They're going to keep coming until they find a way to remove you or control you. The weight of that settles over me like a stone. So what do we do? His eyes are hard, determined. We get you to the capital where I can truly protect you. We figure out what that pendant is and why it reacts to you. And we show the other families that anyone who touches you will answer to me. He says it like a vow, like a threat, and I believe him. We reach the capital 2 days later. The city rises from the landscape like something from a dream. Stone towers and sprawling walls, banners snapping in the wind. The massive royal palace at its heart. I've never seen anything like it. Lucien watches my face as we approach. The capital houses representatives from all 4 territories. It's where the council meets, where treaties are negotiated, where power is centered, and where I'll be judged. I murmur. Where we'll both be judged. His horse moves closer to mine. But remember, Rowena, I chose you. That choice is law here. The gates open and we're swallowed by the city. People line the streets, curious about the Alpha King's return. When they see me riding beside him, whispers explode like wildfire. Is that her? The one from the ceremony? She doesn't look like much. No, Wolf. Half-blood. I keep my chin up, my hands steady on the reins, even though my stomach is churning. The palace is massive. We're escorted through courtyards and hallways, past servants who bow and guards who salute. Everything is polished stone and gleaming metal and wealth I can't even comprehend. Finally, we reach a set of double doors. Lucien dismounts and helps me down, his hands lingering at my waist. These will be your rooms, he says, connected to mine through that door. He points to a heavy wooden door on the far wall. You'll have guards outside at all times. Servants to help with whatever you need. You're safe here. I look around at the beautiful space, the huge bed, the stone fireplace, the window that overlooks the city. It's more than I ever dreamed of having, but it also feels like a cage. What happens now? I ask. Now we prepare for the formal announcement. In 3 days, I'll present you to the full council as my chosen mate. They'll have questions, concerns, some will resist. His thumb brushes my cheek, but I won't let them break you. I swear it. A knock at the door interrupts us. Lucien calls permission to enter and a woman sweeps in. She's beautiful in a cold, perfect way, with dark hair and calculating eyes. Your Majesty. She bows smoothly. I'm Seraphine Varen. I wanted to welcome your companion to the capital. Seraphine. The woman those assassins wanted Lucien to choose instead of me. Lucien's expression goes carefully neutral. Lady Seraphine. How unexpected. I'm on the council now, representing the Southern Territories. Her smile is sharp, which means we'll be seeing quite a lot of each other. Her gaze shifts to me. You must be Rowena. What a unique situation this is. I force myself to meet her eyes. Lady Seraphine, please. Just Seraphine. She circles me slowly, studying me like I'm livestock at market. I must admit, I didn't believe the rumors at first. The Alpha King choosing an unshifted half-blood over every powerful female in the territories? It seemed improbable. And yet here we are. Lucien says coldly. Indeed. Seraphine's smile doesn't reach her eyes. Well, I'm sure you have much to discuss. I'll leave you to settle in. She pauses at the door. Oh, and Rowena? Do try to prepare yourself for the council meeting. They can be quite brutal to those they perceive as weak. Then she's gone, leaving poison in her wake. I'm shaking. I try to hide it, but Lucien notices. Don't let her get to you, he says. She's just bitter that her family's plan failed. She's right, though. The council is going to tear me apart. Let them try. He tilts my chin up. You survived years of abuse from Isolde. You survived an attack by corrupted hunters. You're stronger than you think, Rowena. I don't feel strong. Because you've never been allowed to be. His eyes search mine. But you're here now, in the capital, under my protection. And I'm going to make sure you have every chance to become who you're meant to be. What if I fail? What if I'm not? He kisses me. Hard and sudden and so full of heat that my knees go weak. When he pulls back, we're both breathing hard. You won't fail, he says roughly. Because I'm not going to let you. That night, after servants have brought food and drawn a bath and left me alone in the massive room, I sit by the window and stare out at the city. Somewhere out there are people who want me dead. People who see me as a threat to their plans and their power. But also somewhere out there are people who might accept me, who might see past the broken girl from the cellar. I reach for the pendant. It's warm as always, pulsing gently against my palm. I wish you were here, Mother, I whisper. I wish you could tell me what to do. The pendant pulses brighter. And for just a moment, I swear I hear her voice on the wind. You already know, little star. Trust yourself. The next 2 days pass in a blur of preparation. Servants fit me with formal clothing. Guards brief me on palace protocol. Lucien spends hours explaining the council structure, who I need to watch out for, who might be allies. But through it all, I can't shake the feeling that I'm walking towards something huge and terrifying. The night before the council meeting, I can't sleep. I pace my room, anxiety clawing at my chest. What if I say the wrong thing? What if they reject me completely? What if Lucien regrets his choice once he sees how poorly I handle political pressure? A soft knock at the connecting door makes me freeze. Rowena? Lucien's voice. Can I come in? Yes. He enters wearing loose sleeping clothes. His hair mussed like he's been running his hands through it. I can hear you pacing through the wall. Sorry. I'm just nervous. He crosses to me. I know. What if they refuse to accept me? Then I'll make them. He cups my face in both hands. Rowena, listen to me. The council can protest. They can argue. They can make your life difficult. But they can't undo what I declared at the ceremony. You're mine. That's law. But they can make you regret it. Something fierce flashes in his eyes. Never. Do you understand me? I have spent 3 years dreaming of you, searching for you, wondering if I'd lost my mind. And now you're here, real and solid and standing in front of me. There is nothing the council can say that would make me regret choosing you. His certainty breaks something loose in my chest. I'm scared. I know. But you're also brave. His thumb strokes my cheek. You broke the rule and left that cellar. You stepped into Torchlight when you knew it might get you killed. You touched me in the middle of a battle when I was losing control. You're braver than you realize. Tears sting my eyes. I don't feel brave. Then let me be brave enough for both of us tonight. He rests his forehead against mine. Stay with me. Not because the bond demands it. Not because you think you have to. But because I don't want to be alone. And I don't think you do either. I should say no. Should keep that boundary between us. Keep myself protected. But I'm so tired of being alone. Okay, I whisper. He leads me through the connecting door into his room. It's larger than mine, but somehow warmer. Lived in. He pulls back the covers and we climb into bed together. He wraps his arms around me, pulling my back against his chest. His body is warm and solid, his heartbeat steady against my spine. Sleep, he murmurs into my hair. I've got you. And somehow, surrounded by his warmth and strength, I finally do. Morning comes too soon. I wake in Lucien's arms, his breath warm against my neck. For a moment, I just let myself feel safe, protected. Then reality crashes back. Today I face the council. Servants arrive to help me dress in formal robes. Deep blue, embroidered with silver thread. The crescent moon symbol of the lunar line worked into the collar. The pendant rests over the fabric, visible to everyone. When I look in the mirror, I barely recognize myself. I look like someone important, someone who belongs. But inside, I'm still that scared girl from the cellar. Lucien appears in formal black armor, the crown of the 4 territories resting on his head. He looks every inch the king, powerful, commanding, untouchable, until he looks at me and his expression softens. Ready? He asks. No, he smiles. Good. That means you're taking this seriously. He offers his arm. Come, let's remind them who's in charge. The council chamber is massive, circular, with stone pillars holding up a vaulted ceiling. Representatives from all 4 territories sit in a ring, their faces ranging from curious to hostile. And in the center, 2 thrones. One for the king, one for his chosen queen. My throat goes dry. Lucien leads me to the center of the room. His hand is steady on mine, grounding. Council representatives, he begins, his voice carrying easily through the chamber. I've called this session to formally introduce my chosen mate, Rowena Kale, daughter of the lunar line, and future queen of the 4 territories. Silence. Then a woman stands, Elder Maris from the Western Territory. Your Majesty, with respect, the council must voice concerns. This female was never vetted, never prepared for the role. We know nothing about her lineage beyond vague claims of the lunar line. The pendant at her throat is proof enough, Lucien says calmly. A pendant can be stolen, forged, this from a man in the eastern section. Lord Davin. Lucien had warned me about him. We need verification of her bloodline. Testing. Testing? I find my voice, though it shakes. What kind of testing? Davin's smile is cold. Blood magic. DNA verification. Proof that you carry the markers of the lunar line. My hands are trembling. And if I refuse, then we must assume you're an imposter. Seraphine stands now, her voice smooth as silk, which would mean the king's claim is invalid. The ceremony would need to be repeated with proper candidates. Lucien's hand tightens on mine. The claim is not invalid, and Rowena is not an imposter. Then she should have no problem submitting to testing. Seraphine counters. Unless she has something to hide, I can feel all their eyes on me, judging, waiting for me to crack. And part of me wants to run back to the safety of obscurity. But then I remember Isolde's face when Lucien claimed me. The shock, the rage. I remember years of being told I was worthless. And I realize, I don't want to give them that satisfaction. I'll do it, I say clearly. I'll submit to whatever testing you require. Surprise flickers through the room. Even Lucien looks at me with something like pride. Very well, Elder Maris says. The testing will be conducted by our head seer, Elder Thorn. If your lineage is verified, we'll proceed with formal acceptance. If not, she doesn't finish the sentence. She doesn't need to. The testing happens immediately, in a chamber beneath the council hall. Elder Thorn is ancient, her eyes milky white, her hands gnarled with age, but there's power in her that makes my skin prickle. Give me your hand, child, she rasps. I extend my hand. She takes it in both of hers, her grip surprisingly strong, her eyes close. Magic rises around us, thick and suffocating. The pendant at my throat grows hot. Hotter. I gasp as power floods through me, tracing every line of my blood, every piece of my heritage. Images flash behind my eyes. My mother, a woman who looks like her. My grandmother? Further back, women in silver robes standing beneath full moons, power radiating from their hands. The lunar wardens. Real. My bloodline. Elder Thorn releases my hand. The magic snaps off and I stagger. Lucien catches me, his arm around my waist. Is she hurt? No. The elder's voice is different now, respectful. She's confirmed. The bloodline is pure. More than that. She turns to face the assembled council members who followed us down. This girl carries the strongest concentration of lunar magic I've seen in 3 centuries. Her power is dormant, but it's there. Waiting. Stunned silence. Then Elder Maris speaks. You're certain? As certain as I've been of anything in my long life. The elder touches the pendant at my throat. This wasn't just an heirloom. It was a lock, placed by her mother to protect her when she was too young to control her power. It's been suppressing her magic her entire life. My head is spinning. My mother locked away my power? To save you. The elder's blind eyes somehow find mine. If your stepmother had known what you truly were, she would have killed you, or sold you to someone who would use that power for dark purposes. Everything shifts. My mother didn't just leave me a keepsake. She left me a protection. A chance to survive long enough to become who I was meant to be. The council members file back upstairs, whispering among themselves. When we return to the council chamber, the atmosphere has changed. They're still wary, still calculating, but the outright hostility is gone. The bloodline is verified, Elder Maris announces, which means the claim stands. But she looks directly at me. Being of the lunar line is one thing. Being fit to rule is another. We will require proof that you can handle the responsibilities of a queen. What kind of proof? I ask. Training, testing, trials. She lists them off like executioner's sentences. You must learn our laws, our customs, our political structures. You must demonstrate strength, wisdom, and control. And you must do all of this while we watch for any sign that you're unworthy. How long do I have? 3 months. Seraphine speaks up, her eyes gleaming. 3 months to prove yourself. If by the end of that time the council doesn't believe you're fit to rule, she pauses deliberately, then we'll require the king to choose again. Lucien's jaw tightens. That's not how this works. With respect, your majesty, it is. Elder Maris speaks firmly. The council has the power to reject a chosen mate if she cannot fulfill the role. It's written in the founding laws. Then I'll prove myself, I say before Lucien can argue. 3 months. I'll show you I'm fit to be queen. Seraphine's smile is like a knife. I look forward to watching you try. The council session ends. Lucien escorts me back to my rooms, his hand tight around mine. You didn't have to agree to that, he says once we're alone. Yes, I did. I turn to face him. They were never going to accept me without proof. At least this way I have a chance. 3 months is barely enough time to learn everything you need to know. Then I'll work harder. I touch his face. I meant what I said. I'm tired of being the girl everyone underestimates. I want to be someone different. Someone stronger. He pulls me against him, his arms banding around me. You're already strong, Rowena. You just need to believe it. That night, after the servants have left and the palace has gone quiet, there's a knock at my door. I open it expecting a guard. Instead, I find Lucien standing there in simple clothes, his hair damp like he just bathed. Can I come in? He asks. I step aside. He enters and closes the door behind him. For a moment we just stand there, the air between us charged with everything we're not saying. You were magnificent today, he says quietly, facing the council, agreeing to their demands. You're braver than most warriors I know. I was terrified. I know. He steps closer. But you didn't let them see it. You held your ground. His hand comes up to cup my cheek. I lean into the touch, craving the warmth, the connection. Lucien, I whisper. Yes? Kiss me. His eyes darken. Are you sure? I'm sure. He kisses me like he's been starving for it. His mouth claims mine, tongue tracing my lips until I open for him. Heat floods through me, pooling low in my belly. His hands slide down my sides, pulling me flush against him. I can feel every hard plane of his body, the strength barely leashed beneath his skin. When we break apart, we're both breathing hard. I should go, he says roughly, before I do something we're not ready for. What if I'm ready? The words surprise me, but they're true. His thumb brushes my swollen lips. Then I'll ask you again tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that, until you're so certain that there's no doubt at all. He kisses my forehead gently. Then he's gone, leaving me alone with my racing heart and the phantom heat of his touch. The next 3 months are the hardest of my life. Every day starts before dawn. Tutors drill me on laws, customs, territorial histories. I learn about treaties and trade routes and political alliances that go back centuries. Combat instructors teach me self-defense. I'm not strong enough to match a wolf, but I learn where to strike to disable an opponent, how to move, how to read body language, how to survive. Etiquette lessons teach me how to walk, talk, eat, dress like a queen, how to navigate social situations where every word is a potential trap. And through it all, the council watches. They attend my lessons. They test me randomly on what I've learned. They set up scenarios designed to make me fail. Seraphine is the worst. She finds every opportunity to remind me that I'm unworthy, that Lucien made a mistake, that real queens are born, not trained. But I don't break. Every time I want to quit, I remember the cellar, the years of being told I was nothing, and I push harder. Lucien supports me through all of it. He attends sessions when he can, standing in the background, a silent pillar of strength. At night, we eat together in one of our rooms, talking about everything and nothing. And slowly, carefully, we grow closer. He kisses me goodnight now. Sometimes those kisses last minutes, our bodies pressed together, hands exploring through clothing. But he never pushes further, never takes what I don't explicitly offer. I want you to be sure, he always says. I need you to be sure. And I'm getting there, getting closer to that certainty. 1 month in, Elder Thorn begins teaching me how to access my dormant power. The pendant was a lock, she explains. But locks can be opened. You just need to find the key inside yourself. It's harder than it sounds. For weeks I try and fail to feel anything beyond the pendant's warmth. Then one day, during a particularly brutal combat training session, something shifts. The instructor, a massive wolf named Garrett, has me pinned to the ground. His claws are at my throat, not quite touching but close enough to terrify me. You're dead, he says. Again, frustration and fear twist inside me. The pendant flares hot and suddenly I feel it, power rushing through my veins like liquid silver. Light explodes from my hands. Garrett yelps and jerks back. When the glow fades, I'm standing, breathing hard, staring at my hands like they belong to someone else. Good, Elder Thorn says from the doorway. You're finally waking up. 2 months in, I'm invited to attend my first council session as an observer. I sit beside Lucien's throne, trying to look composed while they debate territorial disputes and trade agreements. Most of it is boring, political maneuvering dressed up as policy. But then someone brings up attacks on the southern border, raids by rogue wolves. We need to send a stronger military presence, Lord Davin argues. And abandon our position in the east? Elder Maris counters. That leaves us vulnerable. They argue in circles, getting nowhere. Finally, I speak up. What if you split the forces but rotate them? 3 weeks in the south, 1 week in the east. That way both borders stay protected, and the soldiers don't get worn down by constant deployment. Silence. Everyone stares at me. Then Elder Maris nods slowly. That could work. It's not a bad idea, Davin admits grudgingly. Seraphine looks like she wants to argue, but she can't find a flaw in the logic. Lucien's hand finds mine beneath the table, squeezes. After the session, he pulls me into a private hallway and kisses me breathless. You were perfect, he murmurs against my lips. I was terrified. I know, but you spoke up anyway. That's what queens do. 3 months pass faster than I expected. The final trial is announced, a public demonstration before the full council and representatives from all 4 territories. I have to prove I'm fit to rule, which means displaying knowledge, combat ability, and magical control. The night before, I can't sleep. Lucien finds me on the balcony, staring out at the city lights. Nervous? He asks. Beyond nervous. He wraps his arms around me from behind, resting his chin on my shoulder. You're going to be magnificent. What if I fail? Then we figure out another way. His lips brush my temple. But I don't think you will. I've watched you transform over these 3 months, Rowena. You're not the scared girl from the cellar anymore. I lean back against him. No, I'm not. So what are you? I think about it. About everything I've learned, everything I've become. I'm someone who chose this, I finally say. Someone who decided to be more than what they told me I could be. He turns me in his arms, looks down at me with those winter eyes that have become so familiar, so beloved. I love you, he says. The words hit like lightning. I stare at him, hardly breathing. You don't have to say it back, he continues. I know trust doesn't come easy for you, but I needed you to know. Before tomorrow, before everything else. I needed you to know that I love you, not because of a bond or a prophecy, but because you're brave and stubborn and kind, despite everything that's been done to you. My throat is tight. He kisses me softly. Think about it, and whatever you decide, I'm with you, always. The next morning, I stand before the assembled council and territories. The testing is brutal. They ask impossible questions about obscure laws. They pit me against trained warriors in combat demonstrations. They push my magical abilities to the limit, but I don't break. I answer their questions. I hold my own in combat. And when they ask me to demonstrate lunar magic, I close my eyes, feel for that silver thread of power, and let it flow through me. Light spills from my hands, not destructive but healing. It washes over the assembled crowd, and I hear gasps, murmurs of awe. When it fades, Elder Thorn is smiling. The trial is complete, she announces. It's time for the council to vote. One by one, the council members stand and state their decision. Elder Maris votes yes. Lord Davin votes yes. Down the line, more yeses than nos. Finally, only Seraphine remains. She stands slowly, her expression unreadable. I vote. She pauses, looking directly at me. Yes, the girl has proven herself worthy. The chamber erupts in applause. I did it. I actually did it. Lucien pulls me against him, lifting me off my feet in a crushing hug. When he sets me down, he's grinning. There's my queen, he says. That night, after the celebrations, after the formal acceptance ceremony, after everything, I go to his rooms. He's sitting by the fire, still in his formal clothes, looking exhausted but happy. Hey, I say softly. He turns. Hey yourself. I close the door behind me. Lock it. His eyebrows rise. Rowena, I've been thinking about what you said, about loving me. I walk toward him slowly, and I realize something. What's that? I love you too. The words come easier than I expected. I think I've loved you since that first night when you looked at me like I mattered. When you gave me a choice instead of a command. He stands, crosses to me in 3 long strides. His hands frame my face. Are you sure? He asks. I'm sure. I reach up to touch his face. I want this. I want you. His control finally breaks. He kisses me hard. All the restraint from the past 3 months dissolving in an instant. His hands slide down my back, pulling me flush against him. I melt into him, returning the kiss with everything I have. He walks me backward toward the bed, his mouth never leaving mine. When my legs hit the mattress, he pauses. Last chance to change your mind, he says roughly. I'm not changing my mind. His eyes go dark with heat. Then you're mine, Rowena, completely. I was always yours, I whisper. From the moment you saw me in the torchlight. He lays me down on the bed and covers my body with his. His weight feels right, perfect, like I've been waiting my whole life for this. His hands find the laces of my dress. His mouth traces heat down my throat. And when he finally claims me completely, when our bodies join and the bond snaps fully into place, I understand what my mother meant. The moon doesn't care about bloodlines. It only cares about truth, about love, about 2 souls finding each other in the darkness and choosing to walk toward the light together. Afterward, we lie tangled in the sheets, his arm around me, my head on his chest. What happens now? I ask. Now? He presses a kiss to my hair. Now you officially become my queen. We rule the 4 territories together. We face whatever challenges come our way. Together. Always together. His hand finds mine, threading our fingers. You're stuck with me, little star. I smile at the nickname. My mother's name for me. Now his. I can live with that. Outside the window, the moon rises full and bright. Its light spills across the room, silver and warm. And for the first time in my life, I'm not hidden. I'm seen. I'm loved. I'm chosen. I'm home.